it's kind of, still morning, and you have to forgive me. My cat's over there kind of screwing around, and my wife works in the other room now, and she doesn't even know I'm doing a video, so if she, you know, unintentionally interrupts or whatever, I might have to pause. But I don't mean this to be a huge long video or anything. Just as a highlight, I wanted to show you guys, since it's right here, I actually got a replacement Steinberger. I will be doing a little video about this replacement here in a little bit, maybe even today, and hopefully have that up soon. Let you know whether it is better or not. This is about my Sterling guitars and the fact that I now no longer have any. So I owned, I believe, 4 Sterling models. I owned a Sterling Cutlass. I'm not sure of the model, but it was the one with, it was the silver, the Fire Mist silver one that they put on sale for a little while, and it had the SSH configuration with the white pickguard on it. For those of you who haven't met him, this is Joe. He can be a little ornery. So then there was the Eldorado Green Sterling Mariposa. Then I owned a Stealth Black, because that's the only color it comes in, John Petrucci JP70, and I just sold my 2019 Sterling John Petrucci Majesty in sparkle purple. Now, why did I do that? The only one I'm really regretting is the JP70. I think out of all of those guitars, the JP70 was the best one. It was the best feeling. It was the most heavy, but its ergonomics kind of made up for the extra weight, right? I did not like the Majesty shape. I don't tend to like that shape of guitar. I don't know. I'm trying to start a guitar company, and I am designing a lot of organic shapes, but they're organic shapes that appeal to me, and I just don't. It's like the Majesty's trying to be this organic shape that's also a shield. If it would try to be a shield a little bit harder, I mean, but other times I look at it and I really like it. I don't know that I like John Petrucci's ergonomics, though. He tends to keep his trem a little more shallow than I kind of like. I find that to use the light gauge strings I like to use, I'm basically having to cock the trem back because, there's just no other way to do it. And I don't tend to like to do that because you're sacrificing pull, and I don't like drop only trems. I like full floating trims. He is doing this because I am giving you people attention. Okay, this is not something, personal. It's just his nature. He just does this. He'll probably realize that I'm not going to anyway. Hey brother, why don't you go over there on the over there? All right, so basically, I think out of the lot there was only one guitar that was really good overall, but still had a tremolo issue because it had well, actually, I take that back. The JP70 didn't have the tremolo issue because it had a bolt-on neck, and I was able to shim that. And then I was able to get the trem up high enough and set it flat. So Actually, yes. The only I regret selling my JP70. That is the only one. Excuse me. That one also had the best truss rod. What I mean by that is the Mariposa, the Cutlass, and to a certain extent, the Majesty kind of all had truss rods that either were kind of sticky and didn't move or just bottomed out a little bit sooner than I would like. I tend to like running my fretboards a little bit flatter than some of the Sterlings will allow, it seems. If their truss rod's not completely screwed up at all, just overall and can't be moved. The Mariposa's truss rod literally felt like it was glued, like they got super glue or some type of glue in it, because it would not move one way or the other. So I just kept putting the same gauge strings on it, and it seemed to be okay. The current owner says it's a fun guitar to play, so he hasn't had any issues with it. My other issue would be, and this is kind of all around, less so with the Majesty and the JP70, but the pickups are Alnico, which is nice, but they are a little bit lackluster. Like they're not exactly the highest output pickups, not really even in the bridge, especially in the Mariposa, like the Mariposa line, and kind of the Cutlass a little bit. The JP70 and the Majesty had a little more output, but I could have still done with a little bit more. And I bought a lot of guitars lately that have come with like Seymour Duncans or like really good pickups. I mean, it's kind of weird to come from the point of view of being kind of a pawn shop kid and having a bunch of just terrible crap guitars that, I just had to keep working with names like Mayer and Lindell on them. Yes, I own those, and I wish I still had them because they'd be worth like $1 million now. Joseph, can you stop? Stop what you're doing. So, to being able to spend $800 on a guitar, which sounds expensive, but like if you can spend like $800 on a guitar, you pretty much get a guitar that's has pickups in it that are good. Might even be like DiMarzio's or Seymour Duncan's. Like usually has some type of splitting function. Could even have Fishman Fluences with 3 modes these days. I mean, there are a lot of better guitars you could spend your money on. But at the same time, the Sterlings kind of fall in this strange, like, availability pocket. Because even though their pickups aren't exactly high output in the Chrome models, if I'm talking about their Chrome pickups, whatever they call them, they're Ernie Ball by Music Man Alnico 4s, I think. They're nice sounding pickups, and they are 4 conductors, so you could quad bucker them and get a lot of power. I was thinking of doing that with the Mariposa. But I just think that their Chrome pickups are a little bit lackluster. I was thinking of picking up one of their Stingrays, because Sterling just released the Stingray as a guitar, not just a bass. They have the guitar version now. But it has those Chrome Alnico 4 pickups in it, and I know I'm just not gonna like them, and I'm not gonna be playing the guitar. I really like the shape and everything. Sure, I have some pickups I could put in it, but I've just kind of gotten to the point where I am gonna have to really, really, really like a guitar to do that. I'm kind of toying with the idea of selling my Epiphone SG, but it has 2 pickups I really like in it, and I don't really want to unsolder them, so now I'm kind of hemming and hawing about it. Anyway, so the Cutlass and the Mariposa's pickups were kind of lackluster. I did put a new pickup in the Cutlass and really liked it. I think the Cutlass was probably overall the second best guitar as far as adjustability went, followed by the Mariposa, and then lastly the Majesty, because the Majesty's a through neck guitar, which sounds really good, but I just don't like them. I don't like them because if they did not get their neck angle kind of right, they didn't what I call auto shim that at the factory, then you're not going to be able to get your trem and your action really where you want it ever. And that sucks, because if a guitar, as your hands age, your string gauge and your action tend to kind of both go down as your touch lightens up. I've gotten my guitars to where, like, I've noticed sometimes I'm squeezing too hard on them and really hurting my fingers, and I've been having to teach myself, because I heavied my grip back up for some reason. Probably because I've been playing bass a lot more lately, so I've just noticed that as I've kind of been lightening my grip back up, and it's been good. But if you want to move down to kind of lighter strings, or you can be kind of stuck with a through neck guitar, because sometimes in order to get the trem off the body a bit and everything, you need to shim the neck and change the break angle. That also helps even out the action along the neck, I've noticed. A lot of times if you have an unshimmed neck, the action at the nut is considerably different no matter what you do, than down at the tail end of the neck, the 24th or 22nd fret, 20th on a bass maybe. But if you then take this side of the neck and move it up, it evens it out. You almost then have to raise your action a bit more, because you've tried to lower it too much and weren't able to get it where you want it. And chances are, if you have had to add a shim, you've had to do a level and crown. I had to do a complete level and crown on the Mariposa just because it had bad fretwork. I did a complete level and crown on the Cutlass because of bad fretwork. I ended up doing a level and crown, not enough of one, but some of one on the Majesty, just because I'd never done that on a set neck instrument before, and I felt like, I just want to take some of the buzz down so I can get the action down just a little bit more. I still want the guitar to be like playable, so I didn't go too heavy on that LNC. But basically, their quality just was not. I mean, the truss rod thing's a problem. Their fit and finish was pretty good. Other than that, their hardware was nice. They came with locking tuners. Excuse me. They came with locking tuners. They were pretty good. As far as like guitars go, but just ultimately didn't have enough to keep me interested, and kind of had some 2021 problems, if you know what I mean. Ultimately, though, I now do not have a 7-string, so I'm kind of out of the 7-string game for the moment. I'm kind of looking around, seeing if I could maybe get something on research to try out. Anyway, that's my lot on it. Have a good one, everybody.